Section 5. Forms of Divine Revelations and the Works of YAH. Chapter 19. The Divine Trinity. The Unity of Elohim with Hamashiach and the Holy Spirit. The light of my word will unite all men during this third era. My truth will enlighten every mind, thus eliminating differences in creeds and worship. Today, while many love me in Jehovah and disregard Hamashiach, others love me in Hamashiach, ignoring Jehovah. While some recognize my existence as the Holy Spirit, others debate and divide themselves because of my Trinity. Now then, I ask this humanity and those who guide it spiritually, why do you drift away from one another when everyone recognizes the true Elohim? If you love me in Jehovah, you are within the truth. If you love me through Hamashiach, he is the way, the truth, and the life. If you love me as the Holy Spirit, you approach the light. You have only one Elohim, only one Father. There are not three divine persons who exist in Elohim, but only one divine Spirit who has manifested himself in three different phases and mankind. In its smallness, while penetrating the profound, believed to have seen three persons when only one Spirit exists. Therefore, when you hear the name of Jehovah, think of Elohim as the Father and as Judge. When you think of Hamashiach, see in him Elohim as the Master, as love, and when you try to comprehend where the Holy Spirit originates, know that it is none other than the Most High, manifesting his infinite wisdom to those most advanced disciples. If I had found humanity of ancient times spiritually evolved, like the present one, I would have manifested myself before it as the Father, as the Master, and as the Holy Spirit. Then men would not have seen three Elohims when only one exists. However, they were not capable of interpreting my lessons. Thus they would have confused themselves and taken another path and kept on creating accessible and insignificant gods according to their imagination. When men understand and accept this truth, they will regret having lived rejecting one another because of an error which could have been avoided with a little love. If Hamashiach is love, do you believe that he would be independent of Jehovah if I am love? If the Holy Spirit is wisdom, do you believe that the Spirit to be independent of Hamashiach when I am wisdom? Do you believe that the Word and the Holy Spirit are different from one another? It suffices to know something about the word which Yahusha taught to mankind in order for you to understand that only one Elohim existed and will be only one forever. That is why I said through him, he who knows the Son knows the Father, for he is in me and I in him. Then announcing that in another time he would return among men, he not only said, I will return, but he also promised to send the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of consolation, the Spirit of truth. Why should Hamashiach come separately from the Holy Spirit? By chance would he not have within his spirit the truth, the light, and consolation? I am your master, but do not see me as separate from the Father, for I am the Father. There is no difference between the Son and the Holy Spirit, for the Holy Spirit and the Son are one single Spirit, and I am that Spirit. See in my manifestations throughout time one single Elohim, which is he who has instructed you through many different lessons, like a single book with many pages. The three forms of the revelation of YAH. Now you know the reason why the Father manifested himself in three different periods, and you also know the erroneous belief that men have related to the Trinity. Do not attempt to think of me in a material form because my spirit lacks form, just as intelligence, love, and wisdom also lack form. I tell you this because many individuals have represented me in the form of an old man when they think of the Father. I am not an old man because time does not affect me. My spirit does not age. When you think of Hamashiach, immediately you remember the physical image of Yahusha. And I say to you that Hamashiach was Elohim's divine word, and love was incarnated on earth. When Hamashiach left his material body on earth, he became united with my spirit where he had emerged. When you speak of the Holy Spirit, you utilize the symbol of the dove to try to imagine it with some form. I say to you, however, that the time of symbols has passed. Therefore, when you feel yourselves being touched by the Holy Spirit, receive that inspiration as enlightenment for your spirit, which comes to remove all uncertainties, mysteries, and darkness. From era to era, mankind has gradually come to have a clearer idea of me. Those who have come to know me through Hamashiach have a view of me that is closer to the truth than those who know me only through the laws of Moses. That Elohim, who the multitudes followed and obeyed for fear of his justice, was later sought as Father and Master when the seed of love of Hamashiach germinated in their hearts. I am beyond time, above everything created. My divine spirit is not subject to evolution. I am eternal and perfect. It is not so with you who do have a beginning, who are certainly subject to laws of evolution, and besides that, you feel the passing of time upon your being. Do not say that the Father belongs to an era, Hamashiach to another, and the Holy Spirit to another, because the Most High is eternal and does not belong to any era, but time belongs to him, and Hamashiach, who disappeared as a man, is Elohim himself, as well as the Holy Spirit, who is none other than the same Father, who comes preparing his most elevated expression before you. In other words, now without the need of any material element. I have explained that the being whom you refer to as the Father refers to the absolute power of Elohim, the universal creator, the only being who has always existed. The being whom you refer to as the Son is Hamashiach, who manifests the Father's perfect love for his children. And the being whom you refer to as the Holy Spirit represents the wisdom as spiritual enlightenment of Yahuwah that man is receiving during this third era, when the spirit of man has the ability to comprehend my revelations much better. The light from the Holy Spirit, which is Elohim's wisdom, will reign soon over this third era. It will illuminate the understanding of man who is in great need of spirituality and who hungers for love and thirsts for the truth. So much is it so, people, that only one Elohim has manifested to men, albeit in 3 different aspects, that if you seek love in the works of the Father of the first era, you will find it, and if you look for the light of wisdom, that too you will find. Just as in the words and deeds of Hamashiach you will find not only love, but also power and wisdom. Why would it be strange if the works of the Holy Spirit in this time you discover strength, the law, and power, as well as love, tenderness, and the healing balsam? Law, love, and wisdom, these are the 3 aspects that I have shown to men so that they may have full confidence in the road of their evolution and a complete knowledge of their Creator. These 3 aspects are distinct from each other, but all proceed from a single principle, and in their conjunction are absolute perfection. In me are the Judge, the Father, and the Master, 3 distinct aspects of a single being, 3 powers, and 1 single essence, love. I am the Most High, the one who has freed you from death at all times. I am the one Elohim who has spoken to you throughout time. Hamashiach was my word who spoke through Yahusha. He said to you, whoever knows the Son knows the Father. And I am also the Holy Spirit who speaks to you today, for only one Holy Spirit exists, only one word, and that is mine. Listen, my disciples, in the first era I gave you the law, in the second I showed you the love with which you should interpret those commandments. And now this is the third era, I send you the light in order for you to comprehend all that I have revealed to you. Therefore, why do you strive to find 3 gods where only one divine spirit exists, which is mine? I gave the law to the first men. Nevertheless, I announced to Moses that I would send the Messiah, Hamashiach, through whom I gave you my word, told you when his mission was coming to an end, I am returning to the Father from whom I came. He also said to you, the Father and I are one. Following that, he promised to send the Spirit of truth, which would come to clarify the mystery of my revelations according to my will and your evolution. But who can shed light on my secrets and explain those mysteries? Who can unravel the book of my wisdom, if not I? Truly I say to you that the Holy Spirit, which you now find distinct from Jehovah and Hamashiach, is no more than the wisdom which I manifest to your spirits in order to have you understand, contemplate, and feel the truth. Unite in your mind and spirit my manifestations as Elohim, revealing to you the law, my manifestations as Father, showing my infinite love and my lessons as Master, revealing my wisdom, and you will obtain from all of it one single essence, a divine intention, that you come to me through the path of spiritual light, something more than a communication with you. I want to lead you to my own kingdom, where you will have my presence always, and always within you. It will not be the first time that men struggle to define a divine revelation or to achieve clarity in something that presents to their eyes as a mystery. Already in the second era, after my preaching in the world, men deliberated about the person of Yahusha, wishing to know if he was, or not, divine, and if he was one with the Father or a different person. They scrutinized and judged my doctrine in every way. Again, today I shall be the object of analysis, discussion, struggles, and scrutiny. They shall judge if when the Spirit of Hamashiach presented himself, he was independent of the Spirit of the Father. There will be others who say it was the Holy Spirit that has spoken and not the Father or the Son. But what you call the Holy Spirit is the light of Elohim, and what you call the Son is his word. And therefore, when you hear this word, when you take from my doctrine of the second era, or think of the law and the revelations of the first era, know that you are before a single Elohim, hearing his word and receiving the light of his spirit. Yahuwah as creating spirit and Father. I am the essence of all creation. All things live through my infinite power. I am in every body and every form. I am in each of you, but it is necessary for you to prepare and make yourself sensitive so that you may sense and find me. I am the breath of every being, for I am life. That is why I have given you to understand that if you have me present in all your works, there is no need to forge my image in clay or marble to adore or feel me close to you. That incomprehension has brought humanity to idolatry. Through my word, you have a presentiment of the harmony that exists between the Father and all that has been created, and you understand that I am the essence that sustains all beings, and that you yourselves are a part of me. The Spirit of the Father is invisible, but manifests itself in an infinity of forms. The entire universe is only a material manifestation of the divinity. All created is a reflection of the truth. I have surrounded the existence of the spirits who are children of my divinity according to the dwelling they inhabit, with a series of forms in which I have placed wisdom, beauty, essence, and good sense, so that each of these dwellings has the most palpable proofs of my existence and an idea of my power. I show you that the essence of life consists of love, of wisdom, and in possessing the truth. Disciples, from me have sprung the three natures, the divine, the spiritual, and the material. As creator and owner of all created, I can speak to you in divine yet comprehensible way. If material nature was born of me, I may also materialize my voice and my word to make myself understandable by men. I am the perfect science, the beginning of all things, the cause of all causes, and the light that illuminates all. I am above all creation, above all wisdom. This is the era of understanding, of illumination of the spirit and the mind, in which men will finally seek me spiritually, for he will recognize that Elohim is neither a person nor an image, but universal spirit, unlimited and absolute. Hamashiach, the love and word of Elohim. Before the Father manifested himself to mankind in Yahusha, he conveyed his revelations by using symbols and material events. By the name of Hamashiach, you knew the one who manifested the love of Elohim among men. But when he came to earth, he had already manifested himself as the Father. Therefore, you should not say that Hamashiach was born in the world. It was Yahusha who was born, and Hamashiach who dwelled in his body. Meditate and you will conclude by understanding me, accepting that before Yahusha, he was already Hamashiach, because Hamashiach is the love of Elohim. I am here with you, giving you the strength to fight for the eternal peace of your spirit. Yet truly I tell you that before mankind knew me, I already gave them light from the infinite and spoke already to your heart. For as you are one with the Father, I have always been within it. It was necessary for time to pass for humanity so that the world could receive me as Yahusha and hear the word of Elohim, although I must tell you that not all who heard my doctrine in that era had the spiritual evolution necessary to feel the presence of Yah in Hamashiach. In Jehovah, you believe to have seen a cruel, terrible, and vengeful Elohim. Then the Most High, to free you from error, sent Hamashiach, his divine love, so that by knowing the Son, you would also know the Father. And nevertheless, humanity, ignorant and involved in its sin again, believes to see an angry and offended Yahusha, who only awaits the spiritual return of those who have offended him to say to them, "Depart from me, for I know you not," and then send them to endure the most inhumane suffering in eternity. It is time that you understand the meaning of my teachings so that you will not be confused. The divine love will not hinder your return to me if you do not restitute for your faults. It will be the inexorable judge of your conscience who will say that you are not worthy of penetrating the kingdom of light. I want you to be like your master so that I can rightfully call you my disciples. My heritage is of love and wisdom. It was Hamashiach who came to you, and it is Hamashiach who speaks to you at this moment. But do not try to separate me from Elohim, nor to see me outside of him, for I am and always have been one with the Father. I have said to you that Hamashiach is the divine love, therefore do not try to separate me from the Father. Do you believe him to be a father without love for his children? How do you perceive him? It is time that you recognize him. May no one be ashamed to call Elohim the Father, the Creator, because that is his true name. In Yahusha, the world saw their Elohim humanized. From him, men received only lessons of love, teachings of infinite wisdom, proof of perfect justice, but never a word of violence or an act or demonstration of revenge. In contrast, look at how he was offended and mocked. He had all the authority and power in his hands, more than existed in all the world, but it was necessary for the world to know his Father in his real essence, justice, and charity. In Yahusha, the world saw a Father who gives all for his children, asking nothing for himself. A Father who forgives even the worst offenses with infinite love and who never seeks revenge, and a Father who, rather than stripping life of those who offend, forgives them, tracing his blood the road to spiritual redemption. And the material Yahusha was your ideal and a realization of perfection, so that in him you would have an example worthy of imitating. I wanted to teach you what man has to be in order to be like his Elohim. Yahuwah is one and Hamashiach one with him, although he is the word of the divinity, the only path by which you will reach the Father of everything created. Disciples, Hamashiach is the supreme manifestation of divine love. That light that is the life of the regions of the Spirit, the light that tears away the darkness and uncovers the truth to every spiritual gaze, the light that destroys mysteries, that opens the door and shows the road to wisdom, eternity, and the perfection of the spirits. The Holy Spirit, the truth and wisdom of Elohim. In wisdom are the balm and the comfort for which your heart yearns, and that is why in that time I promised the Spirit of truth as the Spirit of comfort. However, it is not indispensable to have faith to not halt on the road, nor feel fear before the trials. This is the era of light in which the divine wisdom, that is the light of the Holy Spirit, shall illuminate even the most intimate corners of the heart and spirit.